Breaking news for anyone navigating the U.S. immigration system. Congress has just passed sweeping reforms that could change the game for families, workers, and long-term residents. Some applicants could see faster green cards, new pathways to legal status, and shorter waiting times, while others face stricter rules and scrutiny. In this video, we break down exactly what has changed, who benefits, and what you need to do immediately to stay ahead. Congress recently passed a major immigration reform package called the Dignity Act of 2025. This legislation has gained unprecedented bipartisan support and aims to address long-standing issues in the U.S. immigration system. It attempts to overhaul aspects of work visas, green card backlogs, asylum adjudication, and the legal status of long-term undocumented immigrants. Under the Dignity Act, one of the biggest changes is a commitment to significantly accelerate the green card process for many categories of applicants, including family-based and employment-based immigrants. The bill introduces new pathways for eligible long-term undocumented workers to earn legal status subject to background checks, clean records, and specific conditions. For families including spouses, children, and long-term partners, the reform could mean shorter waiting times and clearer rules. The plan includes lifting some of the backlogs that have haunted family-sponsored petitions for years. For people stuck in long queues, this could be a turning point. For employment-based applicants including skilled workers, professionals, people on H-1B visas, investors, or those waiting on labor-sponsored petitions, the bill proposes to expand visa availability, streamline processing, and reduce many of the delays and red tape that have slowed things down for years. It aims to help employers hire qualified foreign nationals more efficiently while offering stability and predictability to visa holders. Beyond visas and green cards, the reform touches on asylum processing, border security, and legal status for long-term residents without status. The idea is to balance stricter enforcement and security with opportunities for integration and legalization for immigrants who have lived and worked in the United States for years, often without access to the formal visa system. While this all sounds hopeful, there are major caveats and risks. First, just because the bill is passed does not mean everything changes overnight. Some provisions require executive branch implementation, new regulations, and administrative ramp-up which could mean months or longer of transition. Second, not everyone will benefit equally. The reforms set conditions including background checks, proof of work history, clean criminal records, documentation, and compliance with new rules. If you have irregular history or incomplete paperwork, you may face delays or even risk denial under stricter scrutiny. Third, some parts of the broader immigration landscape remain challenging. Separate from the Dignity Act, other reforms and policy actions continue tightening asylum processing, security vetting, and immigration enforcement overall. Reports suggest the government has begun reviewing green cards from individuals from certain countries, which could affect long-time residents. So what should you be doing right now if you are affected, waiting for a green card, in the United States on a visa, or part of a family petition? First, gather all your documentation. Make sure your application paperwork, proof of work or employment, tax records, identity documents, and any other relevant history is organized and up to date. If you have an employer-sponsored petition or family petition pending, you could be among the first to benefit. Second, stay informed and monitor official announcements. The law sets a framework, but implementation details including how agencies interpret and roll out the reforms will matter. Processing times, eligibility guidelines, and enforcement priorities may shift. Third, if you are undocumented but have lived in the United States for many years and have clean records, you might be eligible for the new earned status pathways under the Dignity Act. Consider consulting an immigration attorney or a recognized legal aid group to understand your eligibility and how to apply. Fourth, for employers or people sponsoring workers, be ready. If you have job offers pending, visas, or pending labor certifications, this could be the moment to revisit or reactivate stalled petitions. The reform aims to make hiring foreign nationals more streamlined. Fifth, remain cautious. While things look hopeful, other measures are still being debated, including security-driven green card re-examinations for certain nationalities. If you belong to a group under scrutiny, especially from countries flagged for potential security review, make sure your paperwork is correct and be prepared for extra delays. What does this mean long term? If implemented well, this reform could reshape U.S. immigration for decades. It might reduce backlogs, give hope to millions waiting for status, stabilize the workforce, and provide more legal clarity for families and workers. But if agencies delay implementation or enforcement remains heavy-handed, it could create a two-tiered system. One for those who navigate the rules perfectly, another for people who are vulnerable, undocumented, or from flagged countries. The stress of uncertainty may remain for many. In short, this is a pivotal moment. For some, a historic opportunity. For others, a period of uncertainty. If you are involved in immigration processes including family-based, employment-based, asylum, or undocumented cases, now is the time to get your documents in order, stay alert, and consult legal advice if needed. Applicants should take practical steps immediately. First, identify your status and any pending petitions or approvals. Gather all supporting documents including proof of relationships, employment letters, tax history, identification, and prior visa notices. Second, monitor government announcements and updates from USCIS, the Department of State, and other relevant agencies. Third, determine if you are eligible for new pathways created under the Dignity Act and consider seeking legal guidance to ensure you apply correctly. Employers and sponsors should review any pending petitions and be ready to act. The reforms could accelerate approvals, but timely filing and correct documentation are essential. For individuals currently on visas or temporary status, understanding your rights under the new rules can help prevent lapses or delays. It is important to remain vigilant. Changes are coming, but bureaucratic processes take time. Implementation timelines may vary by agency and by category. Regularly reviewing official sources and being proactive with applications can make the difference between progressing quickly and facing delays. This reform may reduce some green card backlogs, particularly in family-based and employment-based categories. It also creates a pathway for long-term undocumented workers to gain legal status, which could impact millions of people across the United States. But preparation and awareness remain critical. The bottom line is that November 29, 2025 marks a historic day in U.S. immigration policy. For families, employment-based applicants, and long-term residents, this is a chance to act, prepare, and understand how the reforms affect your situation. Staying organized, monitoring updates, and consulting legal professionals will maximize the benefits of this historic legislation. Whether you are a family-sponsored applicant, an employment-based applicant, a long-term undocumented worker, or an employer sponsoring foreign nationals, these reforms offer an opportunity for progress. Understanding your eligibility, keeping documents in order, and acting when the rules allow can help you navigate this complex system successfully. In conclusion, the Dignity Act of 2025 brings major reforms that could reshape U.S. immigration. Employment-based applicants may see faster approvals and reduced backlogs. Family-based applicants could experience shorter waiting times and more predictable processing. Long-term undocumented workers may have new pathways to legal status. The key is to stay informed, organized, and ready to act to take advantage of this historic moment in U.S. immigration policy.